I would say that the biggest trend that you're seeing is this shift in how people are researching brands. When I first got into it, you could go to trade shows, they would inquire, and you could talk to people. It's getting harder and harder to talk to people just because of technology. There's a lot of different ways people can get their information. As we know, online is going to be the big part of it. People are doing their research prior to connecting with you. And so the challenge becomes, what is the story that you have that's online, and how do you control that? Because a lot of times you can't, and if you're not doing anything to tell that story, you're not controlling your story. So, it's trying to reach those people, engage those people, and the old days of doing one ad or one process, and then you go into your sales process is changing. So you have to think of ways to speak to people without actually talking to them. And it's funny because I hear all the time from development people, it's like, boy, if I could just talk to them, I get them interested and they're going to sign. But candidates know that if I fill out this form with my phone number and my email address, what's going to happen next. So it's really about how to get them excited and engaged, and get them get the research, knowing that these ghost candidates or incognito candidates eventually want to say, you know what, I'm ready to have a deeper conversation because I'm interested in what I'm seeing and hearing and reading.
It's been going on for a while now, and that is the fact that candidates want more information. We live in a world of information. They want tons of information, and they don't really want to hear it from me. You do your best to establish trust with a candidate, but really they want to hear it from other franchisees. They want to read it in third-party publications. They want to see it on your website. They want to read it in your FDD, and your job is to make sure that all that content is available. And the other thing your job is to do is to make sure that they're reading that content and that it's not just out there but not getting read. You don't want an uninformed franchisee. You don't want somebody coming in with some expectations that they made up as opposed to are real.
It wasn't always this way, but I've seen more and more every year where a lot of the franchises are saying the right things. We're all walking a fairly similar path. There's a lot of overlap in having a rigorous selection process, making sure we got a good mutually beneficial fit. Not trying to drive numbers so a guy can make another commission or so that the franchise can just hit some numbers. And so all that is good. We're seeing that. And as an industry, it matters. Because when I get that candidate who calls me up and goes, I'm looking at 5-10 different franchises, but one of them gave the whole industry a black eye, I gotta rebuild trust with that person.
Yeah, so on the development side, smaller format, we've actually got a drive-through only concept that we've rolled out recently. So smaller formats, non-traditional. On the franchise recruitment side, we're trying to be proactive in understanding the next generation of franchisee with things, the role that technology is playing in today's environment and delivery, and what does that mean to the candidate that we need to operate our restaurants, as well as the positioning we need in a trade area or in a market. So things like delivery, catering, just the dynamics of the business are changing. Therefore, our candidate profile has been changing and evolving over time. Again, at Dunkin', we're blessed that we have a lot of second and third generation. They bring a lot of great energy to our brands right now, and they understand the guests, they understand what they're looking for, what makes, what's important to them. So that second generation and third generation has helped us remain relevant, but it's something we look at very closely and take very seriously.